Okay, for this video, I'll be demonstrating how to create files or how to append data into a file. So this is actually just a supplement of the previous video. So for you to understand this, please view the video prior to this one, C file IO. So this is just to demonstrate further the functionality of file IO in C language. So let's now try to create a simple program that will append data into a text file or maybe a CSV file. So as we have known that a CSV file is also a text file wherein the data are separated by comma. Okay, so to do this, let's now start. First, we have to declare our file pointer. So there we have our file pointer. Then maybe we have our, I'm going to loop, use a loop in entering data. So I will be entering maybe at least 3 records. So I'll be entering name and maybe a float number, so rate. And then again, usually this comes handy, especially if we are going to mix entries with numbers and strings. So usually after a number, we call it dummy data so that it will not mess up our layout. So you can try removing that and then you'll see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to place here a loop 3 times. So I'm going to loop 3 times. And then, okay, so option E, I can place here clear screen. And then I'm going to enter name. So I'm going to place here a prompt. So let's just make it simple. So scanf. So up to the time you press enter key. So I have your name. So again, in an array, if you don't specify the index, then that means that that is already the address. Then next we enter rate. So that's it, we enter rate. Then maybe we can place here scanf and C dummy. And then we can now print our what we have entered into a file using fprintf followed by the file pointer. The next will be the format. So let's say I would like to print the string first, followed by comma. Why I place a comma here? Because, oh wait, I forgot to open my file. So I'm going to open here the file. So we have here fp equals fopen and then our file here. So let's say I'm going to name it as our test.csv. So it is a comma file wherein we separate each data with comma, and then I'm going to place our A for append. So that means if we rerun the program, the data that we'll be entering will be appended to the data file. So I'll show you that later on. So that's why here, after I print the name, next is comma, and then I have here rate. So it is a floating point number, and then \n, that means go next line. And then I'm going to place your name and rate. So it'll be entering both. So I'll be doing that 3 times, and then close the file, and then let's check our program. So let's have a recap first. So I have opened here a file pointer, then I have here my loop, my data I'm going to enter is name and rate, then just a dummy data for my data entry. Then I open the file CSV for append, so I use here A, and then I'll be having here a loop. So clear the screen, enter name, enter rate. So scan F for name, scan F for rate, then my dummy, and then print the following string and float, so name and rate separated by comma into this stream, which is our file pointer. Okay, so and then after 3 loops we close the file. So let's try to run the program, compile and run. Okay, so let us enter data. Let's say, for example, Donald Mac, then 15,000.25, for example. The next will be Jolly V, then 12,500.29. Then we have Wendy Suriano, for example. Then the rate is 7895.75, for example. So I have here 3 records. So once I press enter key, that ends my program. Then let's try to check our file that we have created. So this is actually the folder where I place the file. So these are the data that I have appended. So I can now open it using my Microsoft Excel. Okay. So cancel. Don't save, rather. So that is the file I've created. Now let me run the program again. Then I'll be entering another name. Let's say, for example, I have here Michael Jordan, 25,000. LeBron James, 18,500.25. Kobe Bryant, 12,500. Enter. So what will happen with my data now? So let's try to check. So this is our test CSV file. So let's open it now, this time around using Notepad. So here's the data that I have created. You notice that the new data that I have placed will be added to the original text file. That is because we open it for A. We use A as our mode. So that means we are in append mode. So thank you very much for viewing this video.